Knew somebody'd be in there. Wow, they get big here. That's a creek chub. Good Lord. Hey y'all, we are popping out real quick to what I call a pop out spot. It's a spot that's close to your house, you know, not far out, just within an hour of your house that you can get out and get some fishing in, particularly in the winter when it gets dark at 3 o'clock. It's quite depressing actually, and you just need to get your fishing fix in. So I always preach to people to have these pop out spots. It could be an apartment complex lake, a golf course lake, a small creek, anything, just somewhere for you to get out, get a walk in, and get some casting practice and just get your fishing fix in. And scratch that fishing itch. These are all tongue twisters. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoy this little pop out. Remember to like and subscribe, and here we go on this adventure. All right, y'all, we made it to the pop out spot. I immediately find someone's fishing line. I know it's usually a mistake, but I always try to clean this stuff up. And I know it's hard. Sometimes you break off and you can't find your line, and gotta watch out for these hooks that are in these things. But I always try to, if I find any fishing line out, I try to straighten it up and clean it up, you know? Just get it out of there. Some poor little animal's gonna get caught in it or something. So, uh-oh, see, it's got treble hook stuck in me. Every time you pick up the fishing line, you find you're doing some animal or person a favor down the line. Some pretty thick stuff for trout fishing. Gosh, see, I get that. This guy had a stinger hook. So this dude had whoever this was had a stinger hook also. A little mini treble hook on their line. I didn't even see, so, you know, you find these things, be mindful, because every deed, what is the saying? All good deeds never go unpunished or whatever, because I almost caught a stinger hook to my finger. Here we go. Pop out spot. I love this kind of stuff. I love being able to get out and just kind of toss some lures around, toss some flies around. Okay, I got my trout trick today. You guys have seen this in previous videos. This is my Nico soft plastic little dappy wax worm on a fly fishing hook with a little tungsten slotted bead head above it, leading to a giant strike indicator, so I can give myself some weight to throw this little light rig and so you guys can see it. And this strike indicator is cool because it's a thingamabobber, but they got this new attachment on top that's actually pretty cool. I was a little skeptical of it. It's called the whatchamacallit attachment, but this thingamabobber is huge. It's awesome. I believe these are biodegradable. Don't quote me on that, but we're gonna throw a little trout trick around today. We're gonna throw a squirmy worm around today, and just have a fun, get our fishing fix pop out day in the middle of winter on a really nice day for the middle of winter. That's why I picked this day. But we'll throw this thing around and see if we can get something to hit. There we go. All right, let's just toss this guy around first. Let's get way down there. Creek chub. Oh, first cast, creek chub. Oh, that's a trout. First cast. Wow, man. Whoo, Nico, boy. I love this little thing. There you go. Gosh, that was fast. Come here, bud. Gotcha. Let's get this guy out of you. Look at that guy. That's a beautiful little rainbow trout. Boom. See, already getting our fishing fix. Pop out, fishing fix, first cast. Now this is a spot, you know, it's not somewhere that I would come, you know, during the peak season of fishing. It is a cool spot, but there's way cooler places to go, obviously. But at this time of year, this is neat, right? Just to have a little place to go. There's a little deep hole right here and it kind of swirls back and there's usually something in here. I haven't stood up by it. I like to crouch when I fish in these places because These fish are spooky. If they even think someone's around, they shut down. So we'll just do a few casts like this without standing up. Whoa. Major blowout. God dang. Sometimes I think I put my line on just way too tight. Whoa. You see how it's popping off, guys? That's crazy. That's fresh line from last night. Just exploding off this reel. Wow. Well, that's not gonna work right now. Jeez. That is completely blowing out. Well, I've asked you guys a million times about these blowouts, but you know, this is a new one because this is from last night line. It's just, I think I just wrap it on too tight or something. What do y'all think? Wow. Okay, I'll be right back. What a mess. That just all blew off my reel, just like a spring or something. I don't know, y'all. That was fresh line from last night. Fresh as it can be. And I might put it on a little too tight or something, and I might also just need to stop putting such fresh line on. When I'm fishing with ultralight gear, I always like to refresh the line before I go out. It's not expensive. It's only 4-pound line that, you know, I get kind of cheap stuff sometimes. And this line has a tendency to have a ton of memory, so it's always curly when I go out. So I change it pretty much for every outing I go on. And that's the first time I've ever had it blow up like that. That was wild. So if y'all know what's going on, tell me. I use one of those devices to put your line on to, I believe it's a Pacificun or whatever. I'll have to show you guys a picture of it. Puts it on there pretty tight, and I usually love the line to go on really tight, you know? But maybe that's the problem. I got that because I was tired of asking my wife, and she was tired of me asking her to help me put on my fishing line on my reels to hold the spool. So I went ahead and bought a system so I could do it myself. And now it just seems like it made that so tight. All right, I had to stop here. There's a pit here, a hole that is like 6-7 feet deep. I'm gonna keep my strike indicator where it is, but you know, that'll get us down a little bit, but this is too juicy to pass up. Something has to be sitting down there. There's one. Wow. There you go. Come here, bud. Whoa. I knew somebody'd be in there. Come here. Gotcha. That's a nice little rainbow. Oh, there we go. Look at that guy. Oh, don't fall out, bud. That's nice. That's a cool fish. Pretty. That was awesome. Getting touched. That was definitely a creek chub. There is this little like cave right here. Fishy cave. Can't seem to get my, oh, there's one. That is a creek chub for sure. Wow, they get big here. That's a creek chub. And they're all over the place here. And they get big like this. This is a pretty large creek chub. Look at that guy. Oop. They're pretty. Kind of weird looking, like a, I don't know how to explain it, like a carp almost. Pretty cool though. Fish is a fish. If I was a fish, I'd hide in there. See if there's anything in there. Kind of outline this thing real quick. This tree. See if there's anybody hiding under here. Well, it looks like there should be a fish here, but there's not. Or at least not one that wants a waxworm. It's a pretty deep hole though. I mean, oh, there's one. I knew somebody was here. Oh gosh, I'm over. Come here, buddy. Wow, that was a nice one. Short line release. I'm okay with that. That was a nice trout. Wow. Whew. Okay. Short line release is okay with me. This is a deep hole. There's gonna be some trout in here. I can hear them. Oh, immediate strikes. Whoa. This could be creek chubs. The waxworm. God dang. I think I found them. Something's going on here. Violent twitches of my indicator. Has to be creek chubs. There's one. Is that a creek chub? Oh yeah. Knew it. They were just too violent with it. Weird little fish. Such odd little creatures. That was fun. I like catching creek chubs too. Whoa. Look at the size of that crawfish. I hope that's a lure and not a real crawfish, because it's a massive one. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Look at the size of that crawfish. Good Lord. Look at that thing. There are some big I'm gonna take a picture of that. That is a massive crawfish. Bet you a trout had a good snack of him. Look at the size of that thing. Gross. God dang. All right, y'all. We are back. Okay, we're back at the very beginning of this place. I'm right by where they dump all these fish in. And I just looked over the edge and I saw a ton of fish in here. So let's see what we can do with this thing real quick. See if anybody's home. There they go. There we go. Almost able to sight fish them right now. There we go. There's one. There's one. Ah, gotcha. Whoa. I love this thing. Oh my God. I'm gonna stop using it soon because it's just too deadly, but there's another pretty rainbow. Sight fished them. They're strong. Look at that guy. Okay, bye, buddy. All right, all, I think that wraps it up for us. We had a really fun day today. We got out real quick. We caught a bunch of fish. Creek chubs, rainbows, all on that dappy waxworm by Nico. That thing is just absolutely deadly. I promise I'm going to try to order some different colors of little Nico baits so I can vary what I'm using, but it is just too deadly. And I can actually see that little waxworm under clear water, and I can see it disappear and know when to set the hook. It's pretty awesome. It's super deadly, and it's extremely fun to use on the ultralight. So it's a hard thing to break away from, especially on these fun outings. But we had a good one today, a safe, nice walk, just a really fun day. So y'all remember to like and subscribe. I always appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next adventure.